no relationship between me and her.
Well,
What?
if you marry her mother,
Well, of course we're...
then
Big trouble in Little China.
Old Jack always says, what the hell?
Kurt Russell ain't got nothing on Josh. What? We are going to get to all the trouble that is facing Josh and Lily in China in just a little bit, and trust me, it's crazy. It's downright insane. But we also have Sarper and Shekinah, who she just got her surgery, and it appears like he might actually be taking care of her in a good way. That will be to be determined, of course. And Statler and Dempsey seem to be trouble in paradise, and it might surprise you, but my opinion is shifting a little bit. Still have my problems with Statler, but Dempsey really showed some troubled colors that I don't really like in this episode. But we'll get to that as well. We're going to start off with James and TaTa, who seem to just never get this kids discussion off the table. It never goes anywhere. But first, make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. I appreciate all the support. Thank you so much. It's an exciting day, as it always is with these shows, because they are a disaster and it's entertaining, and they will never find couples that actually make it work. Let's get it.
They seem like they're in a good mood. So I was thinking, do you want to talk about kids and about not having them?
They seem like they're in a good mood, so do you want to talk about kids and not having them? Interesting method there.
Why asking me? Ask yourself.
I know TaTa.
Why you ask me? Why? So he decides that this is the right time to tell her parents that he doesn't want kids, and all his BS excuses that he likes to come up with to justify the fact that he doesn't want... I mean, if he doesn't want kids, fine. I think he's probably going to regret it later, but, you know, it is what it is. But he's making all these excuses like, oh my gosh, the wars of the world. Man, it's your job to protect your kids. Let's be real on that. But he's finally thinking it's the right time because they're happy to ruin their happy mood and talk about how he doesn't want kids.
Financially stable. You guys need to have it one day.
Maybe.
If we were financially stable and were able to take care of ourselves.
Perhaps.
I do think it might change the way I'm thinking about it now.
Yeah, it won't. I mean, one day he might have that epiphany, but it's not going to be that, because he could have thought on that on his own, that one day, right now they're not financially stable. And I get that. It's scary thinking you can't provide for your kids. It's a scary thought because as parents, you are protectors and you are there to take care of your kids. So the thought of not being able to provide for them, roof, clothing, food, all these things is a scary thought. If that's the reality of the situation, I would say I understand that. Get stable, work towards that. You were more stable back in the States. This wasn't the route to go for that, but I would understand that. But in reality, he's just taking what they're saying and saying, yeah, maybe in the future. As of right now, he doesn't actually believe that. Now, he may change his mind, because as you get older and you realize that you do want the legacy like his dad was talking about, you do want, kids to grow and to be able to show them just how the world is and to be able to make this family and just the power of that. Those feelings change, and he may decide that that's what he wants. But as of right now, he's just saying that because her dad said something. He's like, yeah, trying to just agree with it and get out of the conversation. But hopefully he changes his mind if they're going to stay together. Otherwise, he's doing her a disservice, for sure.
And that we should just break up.
Yeah, probably.
It's a terrifying feeling because for me, not wanting to have children, I can't see it changing.
Oh, okay. So it's a terrifying feeling for you, but the problem is that, like I said, you're doing her a disservice. So if y'all can't come together and decide one way or the other whether you're going to at least at some point try to have kids or not as a consensus, and not the other one just doing it for the other because they, want to make the other one happy, which, it's just not going to work out well, and you're going to be depriving her of something that she really wants, which is a family. Now, that being said, if you were to compromise and say, okay, we'll have a kid, I am a lot less likely to believe you're going to have regret, because what's going to happen is you're going to have a kid, and 9 times out of 10, unless you're just one of those horrible people out there, you're going to end up being like, God, thankful I did this. I have a child now. This is our family. We're growing. So there's one person in this situation that's really going to have regret, and the other that if they went the other way, they probably wouldn't. This is the interesting dynamic of this. And they are really, they probably have one of the most detrimental dynamics that most of these couples have. A lot of the other ones is just superficial. They are already married, and what they're fighting over is children and how and whether to have them or not. That is a huge thing, and one that can cause so many rifts later in a relationship. Figure it out now. If y'all can't be together because that's not something you can compromise on, then deal with it, break up, move on with your lives, because now's the time. Not 10 years from now, when she may not be getting closer to the age where it's going to be very, very difficult to have children. Time to figure it out.
You remember me?
You remember me? My love. Well, that's nice. Now he just looks like he's doting over her. He said, why did you do that to yourself? Sarper and Shekinah, yeah, they fight. He's got anger issues he needs to deal with, but they're still one of my favorite couples because they're so damn entertaining. And the fact is he's talking about why did you do that to yourself when he was like, you shouldn't do that, but hold on a second, let me get out my pen and design it for you. So it's always fun with them. But you know what? I will say in this situation, he really looks like he's caring, doting over her, wanting to care for her. So maybe it's a little to be determined, but as of right now, this might have been the situation that could bring them closer together. We'll see, because they've definitely had their ups and downs, but maybe this one is. Of course, it's probably not the right avenue to get a nose job to kind of fix your relationship, which I don't think she was doing, but if that's a side effect, then okay. But either way, if it brings them closer together, it's not a bad thing.
Recovery is a big process. This is a good test for our relationship, but I hope there will be no more surgeries.
Yeah, one can hope. Look, he said, that's nice. Come on. That's a nice thing. He was staying in the hotel room, sleeping with her there. She was even saying, this is a side I haven't seen of him. This is one thing that, he's actually caring for me. He's showing this side I didn't think I'd see. That's great. Now, I think that was probably like the first day or two of recovery, so, maybe we'll see in the ongoing episodes that it kind of changes. But as of right now, it's a good sign. It looks like he's genuinely caring, and I hope he is that different person that he portrays to be. And even if he has a little bit of those anger issues, he works through it and they can be happy, because let's face it, we don't see many couples that actually last. And if it's the last couple I suspect to make it work, so be it. It's fine. Because it's just nice to see one every now and again, as crazy as they may be, work it out. So, hoping for the best. Some of them, you just can't help, though. So Josh and Lily are running into some problems of their own, as Lily's daughter is coming. She's grown, but, of course, if you're going to be with someone, your mom's going to be with someone new, they're probably going to pick them to pieces, and maybe rightfully so, as we will find out with Josh. So she's coming to visit, and hijinks ensue.
Oh my God!
Oh, it's so nice to see. Oh, damn. Oh, damn, Cujo. Oh, that Cujo after her. Oh, my God.
Cujo. Oh, my God, you're rabbit.
It's like a mini Cujo coming after her to just eat her alive. It's like, all right, these little dogs and their Napoleon complexes, interesting. But I digress. Just a fun little moment.
赵是之前微信头像换成了一个他和一个越南女生的一个照片合照。赵是说这是他死去的一个朋友。然而后来呢，我们得知这个女生并没有死，而且这个女的是他的当时的女朋友。
So not only did this girl, Vietnamese girl he puts on social media, not die like he said, but they were actually together the whole time. So we're finding out that not only is Josh the man-child we always thought he has not been historically loyal. And to be a man in his 40s, 50, whatever he is, it's time to put up the kid stuff, man. You're married, you want to move over there to be with her, then start acting like it. But as we'll see, he really is nothing but a man-child, and it appears he's not willing to change anything anytime soon. Not good.
You love here or love my mom?
He said, I love it here. You love here or love my mom. And this is the look we get from him. He's like, like, is that a hard question? Like, I love your mom. And it's a bonus that I love it here as well. That's it. He stalled for like 10 seconds. This guy does not know what's going on. And maybe this is the look into the situation that we really need, showing that all along, he really just wanted to move to China. Maybe that's the case. Maybe he wanted to escape. He sold his house, didn't really have a thought about that, and now he lives in China. Maybe it was more about the place than it was about her. That's an interesting point.
So we'd always have our arguments, breaking up. So it was on and off. And I didn't know if I would ever meet your mother in person.
So what did you do?
And I think I wanted that companionship.
So what did you do?
So, I dated.
Oh.
But you like her.
I love this daughter.
Yeah, you said the woman is died.
Well,
Yes.
she was dead to me. No.
Oh, she was dead to me. That is the biggest cope I've ever seen from someone. No, but she was dead. She was dead to me inside. Like, dude, like, if you lie, at least own it after the fact. Like, what, you're really going to try to say that, no, what I meant was she was dead to me. Like, that is the most egregious form of lying and trying to cope with it and trying to just, ride the lie and make it seem like you meant that all along that I think I've ever seen on one of these episodes. It's pretty insane, and it goes to show what his character really is, which is someone that's not going to change. He's a man-child. He can cry about not being able to provide, but he doesn't want to provide. That's what this is. He wants to be here. He wants her to work. He doesn't want to have to work. He wants to be provided for. He's just mad because she keeps pointing out the fact that she's having to pay for everything. So, at first I was saying, man, she's doing a little too much. Now I'm thinking, he's just the man-child that she knows he is, and for some reason, she's not leaving him. Take that for what it's worth, but dude got problems. And oh, by the way, I haven't heard anything about his sensory issues again. His sensory issues that I call BS on from the beginning because his parents were chewing too hard. Yeah, haven't heard anything about that. Oh, except the one little light incident, and I think he was just being a jackass. When Josh is caught in his lies, he decides to point out that, oh, but she was messaging another person, and she was dating this other person while they were together and trying to divert. And again, if you know me and you've watched me long enough, you know that I hate the term gaslighting because I think it's so overused. However, there are some instances when it is reality. What gaslighting is you're telling someone something's true and you're just telling them over and over and over until they start thinking that maybe they're a little crazy and maybe it is true, when in reality it's not. You're basically trying to get someone to believe something that's not true and make them go crazy. It's a movie from the 30s or 40s or something like that. So there is a reality based in it, and it can be true. It's just that everyone overuses it now. But the daughter had a good point and said that Josh was actually gaslighting her mom, and these are the reasons why.
如果他完全没有跟你说他在撒谎，我的天哪！我现在觉得真的太可怕了。我们永远不会那种像他一样同时去约会啊，那是太可怕的一件事情。
I will never be like him, date multiple people at once. So she's drawing her line in the sand there, and it makes it sound like she hates this person that he is showing himself to be. However, is she going to follow up and say, get out of my house, I'm keeping my elevator, you go back home where you have nothing any damn way? Not yet.
I tell you that every day. This is between me and her now.
I know, but I think you're redirecting this. Vivian is the one who asked the question.
Yeah.
Well, there is no relationship between me and her.
Well, if you marry her mom,
Well, of course we're
Big trouble in Little China.
Old Jack always says, what the hell?
Kurt Russell ain't got nothing on Josh. What the hell did he just say except that your daughter ain't worth a damn? Leave his ass. If you can't have someone that is going to ride or die with your kids too, that you already have, then leave them. If you don't have someone that's going to do everything in their power to protect your kid, I don't care if they're grown. That is her daughter, and you just said she's irrelevant, basically. You just said this is about me and her mom. Hate to break it to you, she comes with the package, grown or not. You have got to be one of the biggest idiots I have ever seen, and yet here you are trying to preach about how you know what's best and your relationship's better and her daughter doesn't matter, and then you're going to start getting pissed off at your brother who's got some damn sense? My man, you need therapy.
Well, that's the way it is.
it's the way it is for you, but it's not how relationships work.
Exactly. Exactly. Bring in some damn sense. Gotta love his brother. At least he's not the type that's like, I'm going to defend my brother. I'm going to defend my family no matter what. No, I'm going to call him out respectfully and say, you're wrong. And that's exactly what he did. And then Josh dug in his heels like a little 5-year-old and said, well, that's just how it is and everything. He's like, no, that's how it is for you. What are you talking about? This is crazy on so many levels, and he has really shown his true colors. He has really shown his wolf in sheep's clothing, only he's a weak man. So he's not a wolf in sheep's clothing. He's more like a beaver in sheep's clothing or something. I don't know, some small kind of innocuous animal that's just kind of, I don't know, a squirrel in sheep's clothing that's kind of mean. That's what he is, because he's a worthless human being as of right now, and until he grows up, he has nothing to offer somebody in a relationship. She should leave him, she'll be better off, and call it a day. We'll see, though. Statler and Dempsey have absolutely had their ups and downs through this whole thing, and I have been hypercritical of Statler and her inconvenient anxiety. Yes, however, when someone else is wrong, I am obligated, just as anyone else is, to call them out. You cannot ride or die for one person if others do wrong. And in this case, Dempsey up, because she had some damn issues in this one. Just acting like she was entitled to the situation she's in, acting like everything should be wrapped around her, and acting like Dempsey, or acting like Statler is basically ruining her good time. Why? Because she had the audacity to get a little frustrated because her computer wasn't working, and if that's not working, she can't work to, I don't know, fund this whole function of a trip.
Pack the van up and move then. It's not an issue, we'll go and find somewhere and park. I don't think Statler's gonna get fired from work.
This is the problem with people who have never really held down a real job. Because what happened was Statler said, if I keep missing work, I'm going to end up getting fired. That's not her anxiety that conveniently pops up. That's reality. If you just don't go to work, if you don't show up, even if you're remote, if you don't log in, guess what's going to happen? They're not going to have a job for you. So her saying, I don't think she's going to get fired, that doesn't help when she actually gets fired. Y'all are stranded in some random European country and can't afford gas. Are you okay with that? You'll probably just hitchhike your way out of there, and, God knows what happens to you then. You need to think through things, and clearly, both of them at various occasions did not.
Get here till super late last night.
Yeah?
I just need a minute.
Oh, do you?
Okay. Don't feel like I've had a single minute to myself.
It's almost
I'm
like
exhausted
you should have
today.
thought of that before.
So am I.
And you're explaining this why? You're in a van with your girlfriend. This was the whole plan. And now you're going to say, I don't feel like I've gotten a second to myself. No, because that's what the whole point was, right? And now you're going to act like you're stressed out because she actually has a legitimate reason to be stressed out this time? Like, what the hell is wrong with... This is why I said adults aren't adults anymore. Like, just when you flip out and you start getting overly stressed and like you're depressed over these things that happen, like, oh, it's poor, it's happening to you, you're the victim. That's not being an adult. That's being a perpetual child. And adults aren't adults anymore. They're a bunch of children. And that's the problem.
The mountains, the panoramic view.
Alone.
I'm going into town to get Statler the adapter that she needs, but since she can work without it, I'm not in a rush to get back.
Okay, so it's okay because she's going to work and provide for this whole trip, but you're not in a rush to get back as you ride up the mountain and see these great views alone by yourself while she funds it. This is the kind of crap I'm talking about. You put me in this precarious position of defending Statler, who I've had many problems with, because you are doing so much wrong and just completely unappreciative. It's ridiculous.
Wake up, drive, work, go to sleep. Wake up, drive, work,
fun.
Go to sleep. We're going to all of these beautiful places, but I'm not getting to enjoy them or see them.
Mm-hmm.
So that sucks. It's just kind of all like hitting me like, what am I doing?
Why is it hitting you now, by the way? This is the thing I've been talking about with her especially, but now with Dempsey as well. Y'all don't think through things. Like, you're just thinking this through that, oh, you gotta work, so what's that gonna include? You're going to be sitting there working when you're in these nice places. And she's trying to make up for some time, so she basically said, I have to work for the next 30 days. I don't know what she does, but either way, she's working remotely and she's going to be doing it for a long time. So I get it. That part is frustrating. But how did you not think through this? How did you not think this might be a thing? This is the problem, and this is what goes into the whole childlike, not mature thing, which they both have.
And now we're in a van, and the bed is Statler's office.
Oh.
I have to think about her as well.
Oh my good God. You have to think about someone else. You can't just wake up when you want, shower when you want. What the did you think was going to happen? And oh, by the way, this whole thing wouldn't be happening if she wasn't doing the work, because it would not be funded. Your dream of living in a van is because of Statler. You have to give her credit for that. And now you're whining because you can't have your alone time. I thought she was the one that was more calm and mature, but now she's devolving into a child. And now it's selfish child against selfish child. This is going to leave someone stranded in a random European country somewhere. But we'll see when that works out. As with all, I hope it works out good. Do not have high hopes though, but we will see. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate all the support. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. And also, Married at First Sight is back tomorrow, Tuesday. We'll be posting that video probably on Wednesday. Check it out. It looks like it's going to be the train wreck of all train wrecks. I think it's going to be worse than last season, but we will see. Thank you again, and I will see y'all next time.